Hello everyone. The topic which we are going to learn today is exponents. So in this video we will be learning about what is exponents, that is even known as index or the power, what are the laws of exponents and how to solve various problems related to exponents. All this we will be learning in this video. So let's start with the topic, that is your exponents. Suppose we are going to have any of the number and this number is multiplied by itself multiple times. Suppose I am saying that we are having a number 3 and we are multiplying this 3 4 times. So 1 time, 2, 3 and 4 times. If the same number is multiplied multiple times, that means over here we have taken the number to be 3 and we have multiplied it 4 times. So how it can be written as? It can be written as, we will be writing 3 and slightly raised towards the right of the 3 we will be writing 4, because 3 is multiplied 4 times, so we will be writing 4 towards the right, little bit raised of 3. Similarly, if there is a number 2 and we are going to multiply this to 5 times, the same number is multiplied again and again. Say over here the number is 2 and we have multiplied this to 5 times. So how we can write this expression as? It could be written as 2 we will be writing and slightly raised towards the right of 2 we will be writing 5, because 2 is multiplied over here 5 times. So the number which is being multiplied again and again, this number is known as your base. Over here 2 is the number, 2 is the factor which is being multiplied again and again. So 2 is the base in this case, and the number of times it is being multiplied is known as index or the exponent or the power. So over here 5 is index or the exponent, or we can say it as power also. If we are going to take this example, so in this case 3 is the base, because 3 is the number which is being multiplied multiple times, and because 3 is multiplied 4 times, so we will be saying that 4 is the index or the exponent or the power. And how we can read it as? It can be read as 2 raised to the power 5. It will be read as 2 raised to the power 5. Similarly, we can read as 3 raised to the power 4. If it is written as 3 over 4, so it could be read as 3 raised to the power 4. Now suppose there is any of the number a and we are going to multiply this a n number of times. We are multiplying this a n number of times. Then how we can write it as? It can be written as a raised to the power n, because n times we have multiplied this a, so it can be written as a raised to the power n. Over here a will be the base and n will be the power or the index or the exponent. If your number is say minus of 3, and if minus of 3 is multiplied by 4 times, if we are going to multiply this minus 3 4 times, so it can be written as minus 3 raised to the power 4. So this is how we can write any of the number if the same number is multiplied multiple times. So this is how we can represent it. Now what exponential form is? Now suppose your number is say 125. So 125, if we are going to do the prime factorization of 125, we know that 125 could be written as 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. That means 125 could be written as, just now we have seen, if 5 is multiplied 3 times, so we can write it as 5 raised to the power 3. So this is known as exponential form of 125. Similarly, if your say number is 81, so 81, if we will be doing the prime factorization of 81, we can say that 81 could be written as 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, because 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27 and 27 3s are 81. So 3 raised to the power 4. Just now we have seen if 3 is multiplied by 4 times, then it can be written as 3 raised to the power 4. So this 3 raised to the power 4 is the exponential form of your 81. Similarly, if your number is say 32, so 32 means 32 could be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. If we are going to multiply 2 5 times, so the product will be your 32. So this can be written as 2 raised to the power 5. So this is the exponential form of your 32. So if any of the number is given to us, we can do the prime factorization, and in that way we will be writing the exponential form of that particular number. Suppose your number is say 24. So if we will do the prime factorization of 24, so how we can write it as 24 if we will be doing the prime factorization? 2 12 is 24, 2 6 is 12, 2 3s are 6, then 3 1. So this 24 could be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So exponential form will be 2 raised to the power 3, because 2 is multiplied 3 times. So 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 3 will be the exponential form of your 24. Now this is clear that what exponential form is and how we can read if any of the number is multiplied multiple times. Now suppose your number is given to you as you have to find the value of say 5 raised to the power 2. If you have to find the value of 5 raised to the power 2, what does that mean? That 5 is the number which is being multiplied again and again. And how many times it is being multiplied? 2 times it is being multiplied. So 5 raised to the power 2 could be written as 5 multiplied by 5, that is your 25. So if we have to find the value of 5 raised to the power 2, it will be your 25. Similarly, if you have to find the value of 3 raised to the power say 3. So 3 raised to the power 3 means 3 is the factor which is being multiplied again and again. And how many times it will be multiplied? 3 times it will be multiplied. So it can be written as 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. 3 3s are 9 and 9 3s are 27. So we can write it as 3 raised to the power 3. The value of this will be your 27. Now if we have to find the value of say 4 raised to the power 3. So 4 raised to the power 3 means 4 will be the number which is being multiplied, and how many times it will be multiplied? It will be multiplied 3 times. So 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. 4 4 is 16 and 16 4 is 64. So the value of 4 raised to the power 3 will be 64. Now if your number is say minus of 2 raised to the power 3, that means its value will be minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 multiplied by minus 2. So minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 will be plus of 4, and plus of 4 multiplied by minus of 2 will be your minus of 8 will be the value. Similarly, one more example we can take. Suppose your number is say 3 raised to the power 2 multiplied by 5 raised to the power 2. So what the value will be? 3 raised to the power 2 means 3 multiplied by 3, and 5 raised to the power 2 means 5 multiplied by 5. So we have to find the value of 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So 3 3s are 9 and 5 5 is 25. 25 multiplied by 9 will be your 225. So the value of 3 raised to the power 2 into 5 raised to the power 2 will be your 225. So is this way we can find the value of any of the exponential form. If any of the number is given to us in the exponential form, simply we can find the value of that number, particular number which is given to us in exponential form. Now let's understand some of the questions related to it. So over here, if we have to find the value of 2 raised to the power 3 into 5 raised to the power 2, so what the value will be? As just now we said that 2 raised to the power 3 means 2 is the number which is being multiplied, and how many times it will be multiplied? It will be multiplied 3 times because the index is your 3. So 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Now multiplied by 5 raised to the power 2. That means 5 is multiplied 2 times. So multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Now 5 2s are 10 and 5 2s are 10. So 10 multiplied by 10 will be 100, and 100 multiplied by 2 will be your 200. So if we will be multiplying all these numbers, the product will be your 200. So the value of 2 raised to the power 3 into 5 raised to the power 2 will be your 200. Similarly, if we have to find the value of this expression, so what the value will be? Over here, the number is your minus 3 upon 4 and it is being multiplied 3 times. That simply means it is minus 3 upon 4 into minus 3 upon 4 into minus 3 upon 4. Now multiplied by 2 upon 3 is multiplied 4 times because over here the exponent is your 4. That means multiplied by 2 upon 3, multiplied by 2 upon 3, multiplied by 2 upon 3, multiplied by 2 upon 3. So we have multiplied 2 upon 3 4 times. Now what we can see over here, that 3 in the denominator, in the numerator going to cancel, 3 again going to cancel, 3 again going to cancel. Now 2, 2 4 times, then again 2 and 2 cancelled, 2 2s are 4, 2 and 2 cancelled. So what is the remaining one? Now minus multiplied by minus will be plus, and plus multiplied by minus will be a minus. So the final answer will be a negative. In the numerator, there is no number remaining, so the numerator will be a 1, and the denominator we are having 4 over here and 3 over here. So 4 3s are 12. So the value of this expression will be your minus 1 upon 12. Over here we can see if negative number is being multiplied odd number of times. If the negative number we are multiplying odd number of times, because 3 over here is an odd number, in that case the final answer will be your negative. And if negative number is multiplied or your even number of times, in that case your final answer will be positive. That means suppose your number is say minus of 2 upon 3 and its power is 2. 2 is your even number. So if even number of times we are multiplying the negative number, the final product will be your positive. Minus 2 upon 3 multiplied by minus 2 upon 3. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 will be plus of 4, and 3 3s are 9. So the final product will be, or the value of minus 2 upon 3 whole square will be a 4 upon 9. Whenever the power is 2 of any of the number, we say its value is your square. We say it as square. That means square of minus 2 upon 3. This can be read as square of minus 2 upon 3. And if the power is your 3, in that case it is said as cube of the given number. Like if your number is say 25 raised to the power 3. So we can say it as cube of 25. That means 25 into 25 into 25 only, but it can be read as your cube of 25. Similarly, if your number is say 47 whole raised to the power 2, that means we have to find the value of square of 47. Whenever power is 2, it is your square of the given number. Over here number is 47, so its value will be square of 47. That means 47 multiplied by 47. Now, if we have to write 512 in the exponential form, how we will be writing it as? So, first of all, we will be doing the prime factorization. 512. It is divisible by 2 because it is an even number. So, 2 2s are 4, then 2 5 is 10, and 2 6 is 12. Then again divisible by 2. 2 1 is 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 8 is 16, 2 6 is 12, 2 4 is 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1 and 6. 2 8 is 16, 2 4 is 8, 2 2s are 4, and 2 1 is 2. So how many times 2 is coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So 512 could be written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times we will be multiplying 2, or we can write it as 2 raised to the power 9. So exponential form of 512 will be 2 raised to the power 9. Now, if the value of 64 multiplied by 625 is 2 raised to the power a multiplied by 5 raised to the power b. So, what is the value of a and b? What the value of a is and what the value of b is. So, first of all, what we will be doing is we will be writing the number 64 and 625 in the exponential form. So, 64 could be written as, just now if we are going to see over here 64. So 64 could be written as, from here we can take it as 64. So 64 could be written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we will be multiplying 2 6 times, we will be getting 64. So 64 could be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. 6 times we will be multiplying 2. So this is the value of your 64. Now if we will be doing the prime factorization of 625, it will be 5. 1 is 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 5 is 25, 5 2s are 10, 5 5 is 25, 5 5 and then 5. So 625 could be written as 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So it can be written as 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. In the exponential form, it will be writing, so we can write it as 2 raised to the power 6 multiplied by 5 raised to the power 4. And if we are going to compare this expression with this expression, we can say that the value of a is 6 and the value of b is your 4. because 2 raised to the power a, and it is equivalent to 2 raised to the power 6. That means a is equivalent to 6. Multiplied by 5 raised to the power b, multiplied by 5 raised to the power 4. That means value of b is your 4. So this is how, by writing this number in the exponential form, we can find the value of the unknowns, that is your a and b over here. Now if a is 2 and b is 3, then what will be the value of a plus b whole square? So first of all, we have to find the value of your a plus b whole square. What the value of a over here is? A is 2 and b is your 3. So 2 plus 3 whole square. Just now we said if the power of any of the number is 2, we say it to be square of the given number. So 2 plus 3 will be your 5 square. That means we have to find the value of square of 5. 5 raised to the power 2 simply means 5 multiplied by 5. 5 will be multiplied 2 times. That means its value will be your 25 will be the value. So this is how we can solve various type of questions related to your exponents. Now let's understand the laws of exponents. So what are the laws of exponents? The first law is even known as your product law. According to the first law of exponent, if a raised to the power m multiplied by a raised to the power n is there, then we can write it as a raised to the power m plus n. What does that mean? So if we have to multiply two numbers such that the two numbers are given to us in the exponential form and the basis of the two numbers is same. Over here we are having one of the number as a raised to the power m, and we have to multiply this a raised to the power m by a raised to the power n. Over here base is same of both the two numbers. These two numbers are in the exponential form. Then what will be the product of these two numbers? What we will be doing is we will be keeping the base same and we will be adding the index of these two numbers. How we can write it as, if suppose 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power say 4 is there. What does that mean? If we will be solving it in the normal way, so what we can do is 2 raised to the power 3 means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, and 2 raised to the power 4 means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. That means 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 will be multiplied by your 16, and that will be 6 8 is 48, 8 128 will be the answer. Now if instead of this, according to the law of your exponent, we will be applying the first law of the exponent. So this could be written as, if there are two numbers in the exponential form which are having the same basis and we have to multiply these two numbers, so the product will be, we will be keeping the base same and we will be simply adding the powers. That means 3 plus 4, or it could be written as 2 raised to the power 7. And what over here we have done, we have multiplied 2 7 times only, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if we will be directly applying the formula, it will be easy for us to find the value. So according to the first law of exponents, if there are two numbers in the exponential form which are having the same base and we have to multiply these two numbers, in that case the product will be, we will be keeping the same base and we will be adding the exponents of these two numbers, or we will be adding the power of these two numbers. So 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 4 could be written as 2 raised to the power 3 plus 4, that is 2 raised to the power 7. Similarly, if your number is x raised to the power 5 multiplied by x raised to the power 7, then we can see over here that the bases are same and we have to multiply these two numbers. One of the number is x raised to the power 5, another number is x raised to the power 7. So what the product will be, we will be keeping the same base and powers will be added. So it will be x raised to the power 12 will be the answer. Similarly, if your number is say a raised to the power 7, b raised to the power 5, c raised to the power 2 multiplied by a raised to the power say 3, b raised to the power 2, c raised to the power, or if we are saying that c is not there, if we have to multiply these two numbers and these two numbers are in the exponential form, so what the product will be here, a raised to the power 7, a raised to the power 3, both are having the same base, so a raised to the power 7 plus 3. Now b raised to the power 5 over here and 2 over here, so 5 plus 2. Here there is no number related to c, so we will be taking c raised to the power 2 only. So the product of these two numbers will be a raised to the power 7 plus 3 is 10, b raised to the power 5 plus 2 is your 7, and c raised to the power 2. This will be the product of these two numbers. So if the two numbers are in the exponential form with the same base and we have to multiply these two numbers, then simply we'll be keeping the same base and we will be adding the powers. Now the second law of exponent, that is even known as your quotient law. If according to your quotient law, if there is a number a raised to the power m and another number is your a raised to the power n, and we have to divide these two numbers, in that case the powers will be subtracted and with the base will be your same. Base will remain same and powers will be subtracted. Over here we have taken the condition that m is greater than your n. Suppose your instead of m, n is greater than m and the number is your a raised to the power m over a raised to the power n. Over here we have taken the value of n is greater than m, so its value will be 1 upon a raised to the power n minus m if n is greater than m. So from the bigger index we will be subtracting the smaller index and we will be keeping the same base. That simply means if there are two numbers, we have to divide these two numbers and the two numbers are in the exponential form with the same base, then the quotient will be keeping the same base and we will be subtracting the powers. From the bigger power we will be subtracting the smaller power. Suppose your numbers are 2 raised to the power 7 divided by 2 raised to the power 3. So according to your second law of exponent, what the value will be? 2 raised to the power 7 minus 3, because bases are same and we are dividing these two numbers. One is 2 raised to the power 7, another is 2 raised to the power 3. So what the quotient will be? 2 raised to the power 7 minus 3, that is your 2 raised to the power 4 will be the answer. And if in the simple way we are solving without applying the second law of your exponent, then 2 raised to the power 7 could be written as 2 into 2 into 2, 7 times we will be writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divided by 2 raised to the power 3 it is. That means 2 into 2 into 2. Now 1, 2 cancel, second cancel, third cancel. What is remaining? 2 raised to the power 4. And we can see over here it is exactly same. Now instead of this, if your example is say x raised to the power say 3 divided by x. X simply means x raised to the power 1 only. So over here we can see that the bases are same, that is your x, and the powers, 1 over here it is your 3, it is over here 1, and we have to divide these two numbers. So what the value will be? It will be x raised to the power 3 minus 1, or we can say x raised to the power 2 will be the answer. Or if your number is same x raised to the power 7, y raised to the power 2 divided by x raised to the power 3, y raised to the power 5. Now over here what we can see over here is, here in the numerator even the bases are x and y, in the denominator even bases are your x and y. So what we will be doing is, here in the numerator power of x is greater than that of your denominator. So we will be writing x raised to the power 7 minus 3. But power of y is greater in the denominator. So in the denominator we will be writing y raised to the power 5 minus 2. In the numerator power of y is your 2. So we will be writing y raised to the power 5 minus 2 in the denominator, because in the denominator power of y is greater than that of your numerator. So its value will be x raised to the power 7 minus 3 will be 4 over y raised to the power 3. So this will be the answer, and this is how we will be applying the laws of exponent. This is the first law of exponent, that is your product law. This is the second law of exponent, that is your quotient law. There are so many more laws related to exponents that we'll be learning right now. After learning the product and the quotient law, let's understand some more laws related to exponents. So the third law is power law. According to the power law, if suppose there is a number say a raised to the power m and whole raised to the power n, that means if there is any of the number in the exponential form and it is having one more index or one more power is there, then what we will be doing is we will be keeping the base same and the index will be the product of both the indexes. That means your m multiplied by n. Over here one of the index was m, another index was your n. So plural of your index is known as indices. So what we will be doing is we will be multiplying both the two indices and will be keeping the base same. So its value will be a raised to the power m multiplied by n. Suppose your number is say 2 raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 4. So this is the number which is already in exponential form. 2 raised to the power 3, over here index is 3, and whole raised to the power 4, the another index is your 4. So we will keep the same base and we will multiply the powers. So it will become 2 raised to the power 12. Similarly, if your number is say a raised to the power, say I am taking suppose x raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 2. So its value will be x raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2. That is your x raised to the power 6 will be the value. This is your third law, that is even known as your power law. Then comes your ab raised to the power m. If there are two numbers are multiplied together and both are having as a whole, they are having any of the index or any of the power, then it could be written as a raised to the power m multiplied by b raised to the power m. Separately, even we can take the numbers with the same power. That means if suppose your number is x y whole raised to the power 5, that simply means it could be written as x raised to the power 5 multiplied by y raised to the power 5. If there are two numbers, they are multiplied together and both of them as a whole is having any of the index, then we can write it separately also with the same basis what the numbers are there. We will be taking both the numbers separately with the same your index. Similarly, if your number is like a upon b whole raised to the power m, in that case how we can write it as, it could be written as a raised to the power m upon b raised to the power m. If a upon b is one of the number which is having the power m, then separately even we can take the numbers with the same power. Suppose your number is say x2 x raised to the power 2 over 3 y raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power say 5. How we can write this as, this means 2 is even having the power 5 multiplied by x is having the power 2 over here and whole power 5 divided by 3 raised to the power 5 multiplied by y raised to the power 3 and whole raised to the power 5. That means this 5 is the power of 2 also, x raised to the power 2 also, 3 also, and y raised to the power 3 also. Each and every number over here in the inside of the bracket is having the power 5. Now if we will be solving it further, it will be 2 raised to the power 5 multiplied by, now just now we have seen the third law, that is your power law. If it is x raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 5, that means 2 multiplied by 5 it will be x raised to the power 10 divided by, it is your 3 raised to the power 5 multiplied by y raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 5 means y raised to the power 3 multiplied by 5, that is your 15. So this is how we can apply various laws of exponents. The next is, if there is any non-zero number, a should be your any non-zero number. If there is any non-zero number and it is having the index or the power as 0, then its value will always be 1. Suppose your number is 243 raised to the power 0, that's value will be 1. If your number is minus 3 raised to the power 0, its value will be 1. So whensoever any of the number is having power equivalent to 0, then its value will be 1. The next is your a raised to the power minus m. It is even known as your negative index property. That is your law. If any of the base is having negative index, the power is negative, then what we will be doing is, we will be reciprocating the number. Over here the number is a, so we will reciprocate the number. Number will become 1 upon a and whole raised to the power m it will be. Number will be reciprocated and the power will be positive in that case, or we can write it as 1 upon a raised to the power m also, because 1 raised to the power m means 1 only and a raised to the power m will be a raised to the power m. In the denominator we can write it as, and suppose your number is say 1 upon a raised to the power minus m. In the denominator we are having the base with the negative index. In that case we will take this base in the numerator and in that case your power or your index will become positive. So it could be written as your a raised to the power m also, because over here the denominator is having the negative index. So if we will take it in the numerator, its index will become positive. Suppose the number is say x raised to the power minus 3. So it could be written as 1 upon x raised to the power 3. Or if your number is say 2 upon 3 whole raised to the power minus of 5. So it could be written as 3 upon 2 whole raised to the power 5, because 2 is even having the negative 5 power and 3 is even having the power as your minus of 5. So what we will be doing is we will be reciprocating both the numbers and the index will become positive, that is positive 5. So 2 is in the numerator, we have taken it in the denominator, and 3 was in the denominator, we have taken it in the numerator, and the index has become your positive. Then it is your nth root of a. This is read as your nth root of a. It simply means it could be written as a raised to the power 1 upon n. The power of a will be a raised to the power 1 upon n if it is in the nth root. Similarly, as we say, the square root sign is your, this is your square root sign. Suppose this is, we have to find the square root of 4. So how it can be written as 4 raised to the power 1 upon 2. Square root means over here we can write it as 2 also. So square root of 4 could be written as 4 raised to the power 1 upon 2. If we have to find the cube root of say 8, over here if we have written 3, that means it's we have to find the cube root of 8. So cube root of 8, this could be written as 8 raised to the power 1 upon 3. Similarly, if it is nth root of any of the number, it could be written as a raised to the power 1 upon n. Suppose it is your say nth root of x square y cube. So it could be written as x raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 1 upon n, because it is nth root. Now it is your y raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 1 upon n. So it could be written as x raised to the power 2 upon n multiplied by y raised to the power 3 upon n, because over here we'll be applying the third law, that is your power law. So 2 will be multiplied by 1 upon n, and 2 multiplied by 1 upon n will be 2 into 1 will be 2, and in the denominator it is your n. So this is how, using the laws of exponents, we can solve any of the expression. Now let's understand how we will be using these laws of exponents. Now let's understand how to apply the laws of exponents in solving the questions. So we have to evaluate all these expressions. Over here the first one is 2a raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 4. If there is no sign in between, that simply means multiplication, multiplied by 4a square whole raised to the power 2. So how we can write it as, this simply means 2 raised to the power 4. This 4 is the power of 2 also, and a raised to the power 3 also, multiplied by a raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 4, multiplied by 4 raised to the power 2, multiplied by a raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 2. So what we have done is we have taken this 4 power as 2 raised to the power 4 multiplied by a raised to the power 3 it was, and whole raised to the power 4 it is. So a raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 4 we have written. Now the second bracket 4 raised to the power 2 multiplied by a raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 2. Now 2 raised to the power 4, how we can write it as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. That means 2 raised to the power 4 will be your 16. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, and 8 2s are 16. Value of this will be your 16. Now a raised to the power 3 whole raised to the power 4. We will be applying the third law, a raised to the power 3 multiplied by 4. Powers will be multiplied. So it will be a raised to the power 4 3s are 12. Multiplied by 4 square means 4 4 is your 16. Multiplied by a raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 2 means a raised to the power 2 multiplied by 2, that is your a raised to the power 4. What is the square of 16? Is it 256? 6 6 is 3rd, 16 6. 80, 16 6 is 96. 9, 16, 1 is 16. 256 it is. And see over here, a raised to the power 12 multiplied by a raised to the power 4. Bases are same over here and multiplication sign is there in between. So bases, we will keep the same base and powers will be added. So 12 plus 4 will be your 12 plus 4 will be 16. So it will be a raised to the power 16. So this will be the value of your this given expression. Now the second one is 5x raised to the power 7 whole raised to the power 3 multiplied by 10x square whole raised to the power 2 divided by 2x raised to the power 6 whole raised to the power 7. So first of all, separately we will be writing 5 raised to the power 3 it is. This could be written as 5 raised to the power 3 multiplied by x raised to the power 7 whole raised to the power 3. That means powers will be multiplied. 7 3s are 21. So x raised to the power 21 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 2. 10 raised to the power 2 multiplied by x raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 2 it is. So 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4. It will be x raised to the power 4. In the denominator it is 2 raised to the power 7 because this 7 is the power of all the terms which are inside the bracket. So 2 raised to the power 7 multiplied by x raised to the power 6 7 is 42. Right? Now what we will be doing is we will be solving it further. Now 10 raised to the power 2 could even be written as your 5 raised to the power 3 is your 125. 5 raised to the power 3 is your 125 and 10 raised to the power 2 will be your 100. So it could be written as 12500. And if we are going to find the value of 2 raised to the power 7, so we can cut it even. So it could be written as your 2 raised to the power 5 is your 32, then it is your 64 and then it is your 128. So 128, the value of 2 raised to the power 7 will be 128. Now x raised to the power, it is 21, it is 4. Multiplication sign is there in between, so powers will be added. So 21 plus 4 will be your 25. X raised to the power 25. And in the denominator it is x raised to the power 42. Now we can cut it even by 4, both of them are divisible. So it will be 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8 and by 4 if we are going to divide it. So 4 3s are 12, 4 1 is 4, then 1 2, 4 2s are 8 and 4 5 is 20. So it will be 3125 over 32. And now over here we can see in the numerator it is x raised to the power 25. In the denominator it is x raised to the power 42. So denominator is having the greater power than that of your numerator for the base x. So what we will be doing is 3125 over 32 x raised to the power 42 minus 25. Because division we have to do and base is same. So what we will be doing is we will be subtracting the power. From the bigger power we will be subtracting the smaller power. Now the bigger power of x is in the denominator, so we will be subtracting the powers in the denominator. So what the final answer will be? 3125 over 32 and it will be x raised to the power 12 minus 5 will be your 7 and this will be 17. So 3125 over 32 multiplied by x raised to the power 7 will be the answer. The next question is a raised to the power minus 7, b raised to the power minus 7, c raised to the power 5 into d raised to the power 4 over here, and then the denominator even numbers are there with the bases a, b, c and d. So over here negative powers are there. So first of all what we can do is we can reciprocate the number and we can make the powers positive even. So it is having the negative power, it is in the denominator, so we'll go in the numerator and power will become positive. So it will be b raised to the power 5. This c is having the negative power, it is in the denominator, so it will go in the numerator and power will become positive. Both of them are having negative powers, so both of them will go in the denominator. Here in the numerator, what is the positive powers are there? C raised to the power 5, D raised to the power 4. Now, this A raised to the power minus 7 will go in the denominator, will become positive. This B raised to the power minus 7 will become positive. We have taken in the denominator. And what the positive powers are? These two already we have taken in the numerator. This will be A raised to the power 3 and this is your D raised to the power 8. Now, if the bases are same, we will add the powers. Here it is b raised to the power 5 and here it is b raised to the power 7. So first of all, let it be c raised to the power 3 multiplied by c raised to the power 5. Bases are same, multiplication sign, so powers will be added. So 5 plus 3 will be your 8. So c raised to the power 8 into d raised to the power 4 divided by a raised to the power 7 multiplied by a raised to the power 3. Bases are same, powers will be added. So it will be a raised to the power 10. B raised to the power 7, D raised to the power 8. Now A is in the denominator only and C is in the numerator only. So let it be. Now B and D we have to solve it further. B is having power 5 in the numerator and B is having power 7 in the denominator. So this power is greater, so we will be subtracting in the denominator. D is having power 4 in the numerator, D is having power 8 in the denominator. Again, power of D is greater in the denominator. Now bases are same, we are dividing, so powers will be subtracted. So it could be written as C raised to the power 8, A raised to the power 10. Now B raised to the power, this is 7 and this is your 5, so 7 minus 5. And D raised to the power, this is your 8 and this is your 4, so 8 minus 4. So it will be C raised to the power 8, A raised to the power 10, B raised to the power 7 minus 5 will be 2, D raised to the power 8 minus 4 will be 4. So this will be the answer. The next question is 2 raised to the power 2 whole raised to the power 0. Now 2 multiplied by 0, powers will be multiplied. So 2 raised to the power 2 multiplied by 0 will be your 0. So 2 raised to the power 0 it will be. It is your 2 raised to the power minus of 4 and divided by 2 raised to the power minus of 6. Bases are same and division sign is there in between. So powers will be subtracted. So what we will be writing is 2 raised to the power minus of 4. This is for the subtraction. And what we have to subtract? Minus of 6 we need to subtract. So this we have done. These two terms could be written as 2 raised to the power minus 4 minus of minus 6. The base is your 2, division sign is there, so powers will be subtracted. So from minus 4 we will be subtracting minus 6. So minus 4 minus of 6 plus 1 upon 2 raised to the power minus 3. If power is negative, what we can do is we can reciprocate the number and power will become positive. So if we will reciprocate 1 upon 2, it will become 2. So it will be 2 raised to the power 3. The power has become positive. Now if we will solve it further, 2 raised to the power 0, any base with the power 0 is 1. So its value will be 1. 2 raised to the power, this is your minus of 4. Minus multiplied by minus will become plus. Plus of 6. So minus 4 plus 6 will be plus of 2. That means 2 raised to the power 2. Plus 2 raised to the power 3. Now if we will solve it, 1 plus 2 raised to the power 2 means 2 multiplied by 2. That is your 4. And 2 raised to the power 3 means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. That is your 8. So it will be 8 and 4 will be 12 and 1. 13 will be the answer. Now let's see the last question. Over here we have to find the value of m. If this is the given expression, we have to find the value of m. Here we can see the base is the number is your 9 upon 10 raised to the power 2. Here the number is 10 upon 9. Just reciprocal of your 9 upon 10. Here again it is your 9 upon 10. So if we have to compare the powers, then the bases should be same, then only we can compare the power. Here it is base is 9 upon 10, here your base is 9 upon 10, here your base is 10 upon 9. So we have to change this base. How we can do that? So this can be written as 9 upon 10 raised to the power 2 multiplied by, this could be written as 9 upon 10 raised to the power minus of 5. If we will reciprocate the number, the power will become opposite sign, will be having the opposite sign. Here the power is having positive sign. So if we will reciprocate the number, the power will become negative. So this plus 5 changes to minus of 5 when we have reciprocated the number. So it is equivalent to 9 upon 10 raised to the power 1 minus m. Now the bases are same, multiplication sign is there in between, so powers are going to be added. So this could be written as 9 upon 10 raised to the power 2 plus of minus of 5. Both the powers we have added, it is equivalent to 9 upon 10 raised to the power 1 minus m. If we will solve it further, 9 upon 10 raised to the power 2 plus minus will become minus, plus multiplied by minus sign will be minus, and 2 minus 5 will be minus of 3. So it will be 9 upon 10 raised to the power minus 3. It is equivalent to 9 upon 10 raised to the power 1 minus n. Now in the LHS and the RHS, we are having the same base. So when it is possible, when the powers are even equal, that simply means minus 3 is equivalent to 1 minus m. The powers we have equated. So if we will be solving it further, I am taking this minus m in the LHS and this minus 3 in the RHS. So this will become positive m is equivalent to 1 plus 3, that is your 4. So the value of m will be your 4. So this is how we can use the laws of exponents and we can solve various questions. We need not to be afraid of seeing the numbers. Simply apply the laws of exponents and we can solve any of the expression. So this is all from this chapter. Hope it is clear to you. Soon we'll be coming with the more videos related to maths, various topics of maths. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe it. Thank you.